Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Real News Podcast. I am with,
Kevin Umana.
and I am Chris Serrato, and today we're going to talk about a few brief things that we kind of left off from our last podcast, but things have changed since then.
This is episode 2 of the NBA podcast from the Real News Experience. Thank you for listening. We're live.
All right, guys. So last night, Kevin called me on the phone randomly, and ironically, we were talking on the phone, and Magic Johnson stepped down as president of the Los Angeles Lakers.
Literally, as the phone call was happening, it got announced that Magic Johnson has stepped down from the Los Angeles Lakers. How do you feel about that, Chapel? And before you respond, I want to say thank you for listening to our first podcast. This is the second NBA one from the Real News Experience. I really appreciate the people that did view that video, and there's many more to come. So, all right, Chris, can you tell us your reaction to that?
Well, it's funny because I follow the most respected journalist and NBA insider, Adrian Wojnarowski. So I got the notification because I put his tweets on, every time when he tweets something, I get the notification, right?
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, I got the Woj bomb. Only NBA fans will understand what's a Woj bomb. So I got the Woj bomb, and then, bam, Magic Johnson just stepped down out of nowhere, which is like the most randomest thing. And then it's funny because there were like reports like literally not even a half hour before that Luke Walton's, he's gonna get fired right after the game, this and this and this and that. And then Magic Johnson just steps down. And the thing with Magic Johnson, like ever since he did get the Lakers out of the cap. Like, how can I explain it? So Mozgov got a horrible contract with them. That was before the previous administration. So then Luol Deng got a horrible contract too. They're finally off the books now, which is awesome. Well, Luol Deng, his contract got stretched, so that means he's still gonna be in the books for a couple more seasons. But they're probably gonna pay him like $5 million not to play for them each season. But it is what it is. So the Lakers this summer have the capability of trying to get another free agent to play with LeBron, but we'll see how that goes as time progresses. The thing with Magic Johnson, did a lot of questionable moves since he became, president of operations of the Lakers. First, he did have to trade D'Angelo Russell, attach Mozgov Harbaugh's contract,
But to be fair, in that situation, they didn't expect D'Angelo Russell to be the player that he is right now. So you have to be kind of fair in that regard.
For sure.
But I do understand that Magic Johnson has done very questionable decisions with the Los Angeles Lakers, and like what we talked about on the phone, having a falling out just destroys the whole trust of the whole thing, which is the situation that happened, as you said, in the Los Angeles Lakers.
And also, like, to the point where he threw D'Angelo Russell on the bus. Oh, he's not a leader. He's immature. He's this and this and this and that. And he basically, he took Lonzo Ball, who was, good college player, but didn't really have, no one's seen an NBA game from him yet. This is way before Summer League, And he was just, throwing him under the bus in, in some capacity, but in a classy way, I guess you could say, right? That's how Magic Johnson, he's like a classy person. He throws people under the bus in a classy way.
So eloquently.
Yeah. So he doesn't see you like an asshole, but that's just how Magic Johnson works. So he let Julius Randle walk away for free without getting any compensation in return. D'Angelo Russell's gone. Brook Lopez walked away this offseason for free, not even no compensation or nothing. The thing is, he failed to get Paul George 2 summers ago. That summer led to Paul George getting traded to Oklahoma City, and he eventually wound up staying with Westbrook, which I respect the loyalty with that. But Paul George did not even want to get a fucking meeting with the Lakers. He failed to get Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard ends up getting traded out of the country to freaking Toronto. Popovich said, "No, you want to go to the Lakers? Okay, no, we're gonna deport your ass to Canada. You're not playing with no Lakers." So then, the Anthony Davis saga was just a mess. Like the Lakers, obviously we're gonna say again, they were a 4th seed, this and that before everyone got hurt. But look at it this way: you try to trade Kuzma, Ingram, Ball, and Josh Hart, and it gets a couple first round picks for Anthony Davis. Obviously, Anthony is a great player. He's a generational player of his caliber, but you really can't prove like I guess he only has one playoff experience. I guess you could say, like last year he had a decent run in the playoffs, but we don't know if Anthony Davis could really do good with another good co-star next to his side. You know what I'm saying? It's really questionable. And then Magic Johnson traded Zubac. He was playing good. Finally got his chance. Was doing good. Lakers were clicking on all cylinders. And obviously the injuries, you could say, whatever. But the Lakers traded him away for a guy who can't shoot a basketball. And then he starts making shots at the end of the season and the games are meaningless and pointless. Which is ridiculous, So he has done some very bad, questionable moves. Obviously he got LeBron, but LeBron was going to go to the Lakers no matter what. He bought 2 homes in the Brentwood area in 2015. So either way, he was a Lakers bound no matter what. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, right?
Yeah.
Just like KD going to the Knicks. Like, it's a worst kept secret in the league right now. That's what I'm hearing. Like, all this stuff about Kevin Durant going to the Knicks, it's just adding up. It just makes more sense. Like, okay.
Yo, we'll save that. We'll save that for later.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll save that for later. But what do you think the Lakers need to do to get out of this month?
Well, they need to hire a very smart general manager. That's for sure. Well, that Pelinka, but we don't know what's gonna happen with him. He might stay, or they're gonna get it. They need a smart guy to run an organization. Plus, Magic Johnson wasn't even there half the time. So, my thing is get someone smart who knows what the hell they're doing. Regain trust of the locker room, because these kids right now, they don't trust no one right now. Remember that game the Lakers got their ass kicked the day before the trade deadline? Or the day before the trade deadline against the Patriots, lost by like almost 40 points, or was it 42 points or something like that? Yeah. And LeBron was sat like 5 or 6 seats away from the young guns. Things like that doesn't help chemistry. It just makes things worse. Obviously, yes, Rondo made a game winner against the Celtics. We thought everything would turn around after that, but it's just we start going on a losing streak to like ridiculous teams. I was like, what the hell is going on here? Something is not right. So I think the trade down with the Anthony Davis saga just destroyed the locker room. And I like Kuzma, I like Ingram, I like Ball, I like those young guns. I feel like they have the best young core in the league, arguably. You can say Boston has a good, I shouldn't say not a young core, but like
young players.
Yeah, good young players, yeah. But I just feel like destroyed the whole chemistry, the whole locker room. It really did. And you could agree with me on that one.
But don't you say like what we were talking about on the phone the other day, when you have like a player like LeBron in your team that has more experience than the coach, there's like a conflict of interest right there. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, for sure. Because like LeBron was never coached by anyone elite in his whole career. Not even by a Popovich, not even a Phil Jackson. No one like that. So LeBron really had like, I shouldn't say mediocrity coaches. This real, I guess, okay coach was Spoelstra. Cause he's more under like a Pat Riley type of like disciple tree, you know? So obviously LeBron wanted Spoelstra gone, but Spoelstra's like, nah, I'm staying. And Pat Riley's like, no, you're in my house. We're going to do things my way. So LeBron obviously still got 1-2 championships in Miami with his best friend D-Wade and Bosh. But so shout out to D-Wade. What a great career.
Shout out to D-Wade. Honestly, great career. Would do everything for the Heat. That's what you call it, part of our childhood. It reminds me when Bosh was retiring too, you know, when we talked about that in the last episode. It's really touching, especially D-Wade. D-Wade was literally like one of the heroes. So,
and D-Wade was a really class act athlete too. Yes, you know, he was just quote unquote just a basketball player, but he's obviously more than an athlete too. You know, he's a great person off the court too as well.
And he's a good author. I recently just started reading his book, and let's just say that he's a good author. I mean, I'm only into the first chapter, but shout out to D Wade.
Oh yeah, D Wade's farewell tour came to a closing last night against the Philadelphia 76ers, but TNT rather have a game where Washington Wizards versus the Boston Celtics, where both teams are playing their bench, and they rather not put the D Wade farewell tour on national TV, which is like a little disrespectful. But it is what it is. What are you gonna do about it?
I mean, see, the reasoning for that, like for people that don't understand, is that everything is money. You know what I mean? Well, people do understand. What am I kidding myself? But people do understand that everything is money. So like, what's gonna make money is when some two teams, even though they're gonna be playing their bench. You know what I mean? But since it's like the Celtics, all that, the Heat haven't lived up to to the season. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't mean to disrespect, but they haven't lived up to this season. But that's all right. You know what a good career he's had, and he's a one-team player right there, and a very rare type of person. Shout out D Wade.
Yeah, we hope to see you back in the league again in some capacity, man. So come back as soon as possible. The league is better when you're in it, man, for sure. And, one last thing about the Lakers is I recommend a coach who will hold LeBron, somewhat accountable too. And I just hope they could get a decent free agent this summer. They definitely need a center. I like JaVale McGee as a backup center, but they need someone like a decent, like a B-plus type center. You know what I'm saying? You could say DeAndre Jordan or like Nikola Vucevic from the Orlando Magic too. I think he's very underrated under the radar. But I think those two guys in the lineup with Lonzo, Ingram, Kuzma, LeBron, and Vucevic, I think it gets a job done in the West, but it all depends where free agency happens. But first, it all depends where the playoffs. What happens in the playoffs? Because it could be a domino effect. We don't know if Toronto could go far. We don't know if Milwaukee or even Boston gets eliminated. It's a domino effect. It all depends what happens with different teams, different scenarios, different circumstances in the playoffs this year, which just makes it a great, exciting. It's like a movie. You don't know what happened. It's the best thing. This playoffs should be really, really good this year. Honestly, I'm really excited for that, and it starts this Sunday too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really excited for this one too. I honestly, as a Celtics fan, I really do feel like we're gonna make it far, but obviously it's gonna be challenging. Like it's not gonna be like blowing out teams and whatever. But the Celtics have been known to be, in good capacity in the playoffs. That's when it's game time. They're that type of team. You know what I mean? So I'm confident.
I mean, I have a bet with someone. So I had Boston coming out of the East for $20. So they better live up to. I want my $20. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. If you listen to this, I want my money, bro. He said Toronto was gonna make it out of the East, which is I think it's a high possible chance, right?
Yeah. I feel like it's a high possible chance too.
Their team is great, man.
Regardless, I still feel, obviously since I'm a Celtics fan, I'm gonna say the Celtics over them. But I mean,
it all comes down to the last 2 minutes of the game. Honestly, it starts with Kyrie. If he could, I think, not gonna lie, like no bias, because obviously we're both from Jersey. I think Kyrie's the most clutchest man in the league. The last 2 minutes, give him the ball, he'll go to work, get the hell out of his way.
Clutch shots, and clutch plays. His mind knows how to read, like it perfectly and calm during like when everybody's tired, exploiting all that last 2 minutes. So you're giving yourself your all. Smart. He's just one of those players, one of those like smart players.
And Gordon Hayward's finally getting his
excuse me,
getting his ankle back little by little, which is good because as a basketball fan, you want to see that, with a horrific gruesome injury from last season. But it's good, he's getting his legs back together little by little. He had a great game against Indiana tonight. Shot 9 for 9, I think it was. Had a perfect game almost. Mm-hmm. Good for him, man. Celtics will need him down the stretch, believe me.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
When Hayward plays good, the Celtics play good.
The rotation's going to be key, Hopefully, players like Rozier,
They step up.
They
Yeah.
step up too. Hopefully they're played. That's the main thing.
I think-
They have to. They have to be played.
I think they're going to be a tough team to beat. If they all click in all cylinders, they're going to be a tough team to beat, to be
Yeah.
honest.
So
I'm sorry. I'm excited for the playoffs, man. But first, like, we're going to give our NBA first team, second, third team predictions.
hmm
So, me and Kevin actually agreed. Like, we actually agreed.
we had to we came to a compromise and we actually agreed on the selection of the NBA first and second teams and third teams. So
It just makes perfect sense.
yeah,
With circumstances and everything.
these are obviously our opinion, and any disagreements we can discuss in the comments.
And if ESPN, if we get all this right, where's our money? Literally. All right. So NBA first team, we both agreed with Steph Curry. Obviously, still playing phenomenal, regardless if it's contact conspiracy, whatever it is.
Nah,
I don't buy that.
He's draining like fucking threes from like way out still, and he's still the same player.
He's just finding like something to the writers could some steer things. I guess they ran out of ideas. And he's like, I'm gonna give you guys a story. And obviously, we gotta go with James Harden,
Oh, that's a no-brainer.
MVP candidate. Obviously,
Yeah.
Kevin Durant's been playing great all year too. Arguably the best player in the world right now, quote unquote, according to
Yeah.
Skip Bayless.
And he's the third pick for this.
And then obviously we're gonna go with another forward is Giannis, another MVP and
Number
Defensive
4,
Player of the
Giannis.
Year
Mhm.
candidate. And then
Mhm.
B too, arguably the best center in the league right now.
So that's the first
I think
team.
it just makes the most sense.
Yeah.
NBA second team, we went with the triple double legend Westbrook
Yeah.
and our Jersey legend Kyrie, Paul George.
That no-brainer right there.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You see how different OKC play with PG in the lineup.
When they play well, they're a tough team to beat, man.
Very hard team to beat. I agree.
And then Kawhi Leonard, obviously. I think still the best defensive player in the league
Yeah.
by a smidge.
Here we had to like for this last pick right here, we had to come to a little compromise. Had to do a little bit of research. We have a little bit of research to back up our claims. So, who did we pick, Chapo?
We picked Nikola Jokic from the Denver Nuggets because, that team starts with him. He's like an underrated superstar. Obviously, if he was in a bigger market, he'd get bigger attention. But Denver went from the 9th seed to the potential second or third seed now. They were at one point the first team in the Western Conference at one point, but he is just like incredible all around. Good player.
We have some stats up, pulling up some stats, so Chris could read what the averages are, so you could have some sense of why we picked him.
Well, not only if you win in ball games with your ball club, it's a factor too, obviously. So he's been averaging 18.5 points, 10.7 rebounds, 6.1 assists, and 1.5 triples per contest, shooting at almost at a 40% from 3, 85% from the free throw line, and he's not like your typical muscle big man, but he will outbody the fuck out of you. He will get past you, but he will score on you. He's a very underrated player.
Yeah.
And I don't think the Nuggets will be in their position what they are right now without him. And that's just a fact.
Do you think the Nuggets are gonna make
It would be
in
a
the playoffs?
30-win team without Jokic.
You think they're gonna make it?
I think, honestly, with their inexperience, I think they will be a first-round exit this year. Bold prediction.
pretty bold to predict, but all right.
I said last podcast there will be conference finals with the Warriors. I changed that pick. And yeah, about third team, we had to do a little
We have to do some research for this too.
do a little thinking on this one. We had to do some really hard thinking on it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we're gonna give a little warning. This will take some people off. Dame Lillard will not be in this NBA 13. And we do apologize. This is our personal opinion. This is what achievements.
And don't get it twisted. We fuck with Damian Lillard.
He's a great player, but I
Like
just
we
feel
actually like him as like a player, a person, a professional. We like him a lot. So it's not. We're trying to be as non-biased as possible.
Yeah, for
That's
sure.
why we compromise on the list.
So we're gonna go with D'Angelo Russell. You know, obviously became an All-Star this year. Good for him. Well, he's one of the main reasons why the Brooklyn Nets are in the playoffs this year. Like, he's just playing out of his fucking mind. Good ball player. Still young, too. I think he's 23, I think.
Yeah.
So he has a long career ahead of him. You know, knock on wood, nothing happens to him, you know. We're going to go with Bradley Beal, second one.
Clutch.
Great real ball player.
Clutch. That's why.
It sucks, like, you know, John Wall got hurt. Because I feel like Washington could have been a playoff team, at least an 8 seed or 6 seed or something like that. You never know. Because John Wall is a really good point guard when he's
Wall
healthy.
always pushes.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
He's like one of those never ending mentality. So
He might not be the best shooter, but, like, you know.
he tries. You know
Yeah,
what
he
I
gets
mean?
his shots when he needs to.
Yeah.
But Bradley Beal, ever since John Wall went down, Bradley Beal stepped up to the plate. Been they're primarily ball handler. And, you know, he was an all-star this year, too. So, like, good for him. So, I believe he deserves NBA All-Third team. We're going to go with LeBron. Still putting up, obviously, 28 and 8, but then he missed a lot of games this year. It was an injury, and the Lakers are not going to the playoffs, unfortunately. So that, and LeBron is my favorite player, too. So it is a factor of why, you know, he makes NBA All-Third team. But he's still arguably the best player in the world. In my opinion, he's still the best player in the world. But that's all for you people to talk about it in a different time. Well, we could all discuss that at another time. And then we're going to go with Blake Griffin, the other forward, who's been playing. This is his career year, 100%.
Arguably best comeback right there.
Oh, yeah.
His best comeback season, you know what I mean? Because previous season we're like, oh, he's coming back, and then not really. But this time, you know, he actually is coming back, coming to obviously not his former self, but very close to it. So,
but he's been a better shooter. He shot.
he's changed. You
He
know,
made 9 threes there.
it comes with the age. You know, like as the age, you get more experience.
You gotta add more arsenal too, so you can stay relevant. But I'm good for Blake Griffin. Without Blake Griffin's panel, Detroit would be in the playoff hunt right now. Good for Blake Griffin. I've always liked Blake Griffin. Him and Chris Paul, that was a fun Lob City to watch. Late nights in TNT and all that stuff. NBA TV.
Yeah.
But we're going to go... This is a little controversial for the last one. We're going to go with Rudy Gobert as our NBA All-13. Because reason why I believe was up for grabs because Anthony Davis kind of ruined his, like, a good one of the years of his prime. Even if he didn't requested that trade mid-season, I think he would have been an NBA even second team. But since that little trade rumor ruined everything for both sides of the Lakers and the Pelicans, it just went to shit hell. But since they've been playing him like that, they've been on minute restriction with him. They've given other players minutes and everything. So I believe Gobert, yeah, could have in career years too as well. Good underrated center too. Obviously, he's not a scorer center, but he gets the job done. He's like a stronger Capella, I guess. It's a little bit better, I guess. Not shot block. I think he's second behind Miles Turner, or is it Mitchell Robinson? One of those guys. But I think Gobert deserves to be on this list for sure.
Yeah.
You could say Karl Anthony Towns too, but he's not really on a winning team right now. You could put all these wonderful stats about you want, but if you're not translating to wins, it's like it doesn't. I guess you can say it doesn't matter, but it's like a waste. So I believe Gobert will make NBA All-13 just a decent, really good center. I shouldn't say decent, but he's a really good center you want to have on your team and a championship team for sure.
Yeah. So, that's our predictions and I bet that's
We appreciate your thoughts about this. If we're wrong, please prove us wrong. We like open-minded conversations.
That's what the comments are for. We'll definitely try to respond to them.
Don't be afraid to call us we're stupid or anything. Change our mind. Show us why Dame Lillard or Karl Anthony Towns deserves to be on our list. Then maybe we could probably consider it. But obviously, there's a prediction. Our vote doesn't really matter because it's all about people like Chris Brochard, Brian Windhorst, all these other like media outlets people, even Stephen A. Smith, or even Jalen Rose. All those guys are their votes impact a lot of players. Because, for example, if Karl Anthony Towns makes an NBA All Team, let's just say, he gets an extra $31.6 million in his contract, right? Guaranteed. But if he doesn't make an NBA All Team, he doesn't get that extra $31 million. And that's a lot of money thinking about that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a little unfair that they have to rely on media outlets to vote on a certain player if they make a team or not, and it affects a player's contract. Oh, even Kemba Walker's not on our list too. That's gonna create some controversy too as well. I think he's been playing. He's having a career year too.
He's having. I feel like he honestly. I feel like he could.
He could replace probably Bradley Beal. Probably it's possible.
We're modifying the list right now, and we're taking out
Bradley Beal
for
Kemba Walker. Yes.
That's
I think it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
We love you, Bradley Beal. No hard feelings, man. You're a great ball player. I want you on the Lakers. You're a free agent next year. Yeah, I'm recruiting you. No tampering intended, obviously, but it's we're gonna go with Kemba Walker over Bradley Beal on this one.
Yeah.
This just makes sense.
Yeah. Good thing we thought about it.
Yeah, because that would have created some fucking controversy. But remember, controversy creates cash. I learned that from the WWE. Shout out, I went to WrestleMania. That was awesome.
All right. So thank you for listening. This was our second podcast of the NBA. Today is the 10th of April, and this was shot at around 2. So, just so you guys have a timestamp, and if shit changes, it's not our fault. It was just our views upon the time.
We would have done a playoff predictions or anything like that, but a lot of the seeds are not really like finalized. Yeah, so what we have to do is we will have to get back to you guys on that. The playoffs start this Sunday. We could probably do another episode probably Friday or Saturday. We'll figure something out for sure, or even Sunday probably before the playoffs. You never know, but. What I'm trying to say is, like, we don't want to give a playoff prediction and then it's a whole different bracket. And that's the last thing we want to do. Shit can change real quick. So, for me, obviously, we're going to go with the East, obviously, Kevin thinks Celtics are going to make it out.
Yeah.
Any of those 4 teams can make it out. Milwaukee, Toronto, Philly, or even Boston. It's going to be a bar fight. And then the West, I think... Going to won't have it easy, but I think they're still going to make it to the finals, regardless. You have 5 All-Stars in your fucking starting lineup, so. But that's a different discussion for another time. So we want to thank you guys for listening, taking the time out of your day. It means a lot. Don't forget to share, like, subscribe. Keep spreading the word about us. It means the world. Keep listening. If you have any criticism, we would appreciate it too. Critique us, So we're still new at this, so all we want to do is get better and better as time progresses, and we just appreciate your time and efforts, to give us a listen to thought about it, Thank
you everyone for listening. Goodbye, guys.
Goodbye. See you next time.